Hi, so welcome to our online crop. If you're watching this video because you have joined the crop on Country Craft Creations or Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations on Facebook, this is going to be an instruction video. Now, if you ordered the Scrapology box for March, the paper that I'll be using was in your Scrapology box. I made this one with the bunnies. I'm going to make this one with the flowers. Absolutely gorgeous paper that was in our March box. And Kimberly Murray made another Mussy Tussie and a card showing what you can do with the Craftology box. And I'm going to show you another version of a smaller Tussie Mussie. And the only thing's different, this was the lace that was in our box. I am going to have to use a different lace because it's gone and I'm sad. I've ordered more in. Ribbons, these were the ribbons in your box. And this is a little bit of a smaller Mussy Tussie, or Tussie Mussie, a Mussy Tussie. Anyway, you can use it for a scissor holder. Right now I've got tissue in there because I'm going to use these for Easter treats. So it's going to be more decorative, but I'm going to show you another way to make your Tussie Mussie. So to get started, you'll need your paper. And then I like to use a bowl from the kitchen. Now, you can use a bowl, you can use a plate. And for best, you want about an 8-inch plate or an 8-inch bowl. It can be bigger and it can be smaller. So if you don't have quite an 8-inch, 9-inch, it can be any size. Just, of course, it can't be bigger than your paper. Now, what I do to really simplify the process is I lay my bowl down, pencil, and I hope I didn't mess up on the other challenge I did where we made embellishments. I hope I said that was challenge number 3 because this is going to be challenge number 2. And next you're going to want to cut out your circle. Can you see those lines there? And don't worry about it being perfect. We're going to be doing some cover up with lace. And different things, so you really don't see it. Now, if you have a special cutter that'll do circles, your retractors, whatever, go ahead and use those. I'm having a little tape problem with my scissors. I need to clean them. Time to get out the good old-fashioned shaving cream. That is the best thing for cleaning, I think, for my scissors and tabletop. Learned that from preschoolers. Plenty left over for cards, so just set that aside. You'll be wanting it. So here is our circle, complete circle. Now what we're going to do is decide which side you want out. I want my flowers on the outside. So first we're going to do some molding. You're just going to hold it. Now squeeze your bottom together. See how I'm doing the bottom? The reason being is you want that bottom more closed, but you want a little bit of a tip than you do up here. Now as you hold the bottom and kind of release, you'll notice, see, it'll start opening, which is good. And decide what side do you want our little twist there to be on. So you can have it go this way or that way. I think where that one's going that way, I think I'll go this way on this one. So now that I've got it and I'm kind of squishing it so I'm getting it to form, I'm going to use, you can use a crochet hook, any size. You could use a pen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my crochet hook right here. This is really nice paper, that the Echo Park that went into our March Craftology box. And if you don't know what a Craftology box is, I do a video, and each month we have a new one that goes out. And the whole thing is, the box is not put out there with a certain project in mind. It's put out there for your project in mind. What do you want to create with it? And that's what makes it fun. So now I've got my circle made. So now you have your little fold back there. Now on Kim, she had done both sides, but hers was shaped different. So on this one, I wouldn't recommend doing both sides. You do, well, you could, but you'd want to cut it down. And I just like the one-sided look. And these mussy tussies, you know, historically were back when flowers used to be sold on the corners and brides. Still, that's what you use for your bouquets. So now we've got some site here to look at. Now we've got it about where I want it, and I want this overlapped. So what I'm going to take, and you can use any adhesive, I'm going to take my glue gun, and I'm actually just going to hold it loosely, feed the glue in there, okay? Hold it down because you'll see it's warm. Now if you want, you can also just touch the very edge right there where we rolled it, and then just roll it over. Hold it till it cools. When I craft, I have my glue gun on. It just automatically comes on when I plug in the cord of all my lamps because I want it on and easy to access at any time. And that didn't want to hold for some reason. Just add a little bit more in there. Okay, now along the top, oh, that just wants to be stubborn. Still pretty warm. Okay. Along the top, I'm going to do it like Kim did. Now I have one of these. You can pick these up at Joann's. If you don't have one, you can just use your scissors. And you just go along the edge, shabbing this up. Actually, that's working great. This little device is not expensive. It's just sold over where the, in my Joann's, it's sold over where the Tim Holtz Distress ink is sold. Alright, I'm just going to give that a little shabby look. Now, in your kit, you received some different colored ribbons. You may have gotten pink, you may have gotten blue, you may have gotten yellow, and white. And let's see, I think I'll go ahead with 2 yellows on this one. That's kind of what I have. And I'm just going to lay them over. Oh no, I think there is a piece of blue. Let me grab a piece of blue because I want 3 colors. Okay, I'm going to just lay them together. Lose my pink here, it's pretty short. There we go. Tied them together with a knot in the center. Now I'm going to just fold those over. Now we're going to feed it down through the bottom. And let me tell you, if you happen to push this too tight together, just take your scissors and cut it off. That is just fine. And maybe you didn't put it together enough like I didn't. So I'm going to double my knot because I need it to be a little bigger. If you have seam binding or any other lace, you can also use that. I just wanted to use what had come in your Craftology box so that if you wanted to follow along, you could. All right, that's not long enough. There we go. Okay, now you can pull your ribbons through. See, and your knot will hold it in there. Now I'm going to get some better scissors, my fabric ones. I'm just going to cut. I don't want them to be even, just different lengths here. Whoops. Some angle cutting. All right. Mr. Yellow here is probably just a little too long since the other ones are shorter. Okay, now one thing that I did around the top, the nice thing is this was the lace that you received in your kit because it was flat, and I don't have any more, like I said, and I'm pretty sad. I want more, so I'm actually going to use this one. It's already gathered for me, and actually this one already has a finished edge, whereas I took the ribbon around this edge. Whoops, might have the ribbon, so I won't be putting it around there. And I'm going to use my score tape, and you can use, if you want, your score tape or your hot glue. And yes, it will go on kind of crinkly, and that's okay, because once you take the backing off, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to take it all the way over to here. Okay, I have a Siamese cat that knows every time I'm recording because he jumps up here on the table. I don't know if he thinks I'm talking to him or what. He might come in the screen because he sees the string. Okay, once you get it somewhat burnished down, just remove your backing. And I'm going to tuck that in right there. We're just going to go ahead and lay it on top of our score tape. Now I'm going to get to the end. Or maybe you already pre-cut yours. And I probably will lay that down right there. Because that's actually where I'm going to put a flower. Now these are fun. You can make them bigger. You can put them on your door. Ow, and that's hot. Boy, that glue gun got hot tonight. I think not strong enough. I'm going to have to hold it. Okay, now if you remember, we made in the first video, we made our flowers, different types. Maybe you used the ribbon for yours. It's my favorite still. I think I really like that one. And it looks like maybe I should have made some smaller ones, but that's okay. Now you can make some paper ones, you can make smaller ones. Now, for instance, right here, because I do want that to be more, I want this to be sitting there and I want it to be more flat. So all I'm going to do is take my bone folder, push that down. Now, these aren't, you know, your Victorian. These are more of your spring fun. Fill these, ow, full of treats. That hot glue gun is really hot tonight. Okay, and these make fun gifts. So another thing I want to do is on the inside, you may be wondering what to do with your doily that you received. These are fun. You can actually do a lot with these. So I'm going to lay this on the inside here. See how that really dresses it up? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a wet glue for this. And I'm not going to really, you know, worry. Now I'm going right on top of this, even though there's holes. That's just fine. That just kind of get tacky for a second. Fold it in half with one hand and then just put it down in your tussie. And now you can kind of move it where you like it. I don't play with it too much when it's super wet because otherwise it tears. Baby wipes are great if you get your glue anywhere. That'll dry really nice. Okay, now you probably want a hanger and you want to use some of your ribbon. One thing that is great, and yes, I did leave this, I'm leaving not punching the holes until after I put this lace down, because if you have a crocodile, it will go right through. And I have found that if I do it this way, it also takes away the need for a grommet, as it strengthens it, makes it a little bit stronger, your hole. But you can still go ahead and put your eyelet, not grommet, or whatever inside there. Now, also you may want to put a little bit of tape. I'm just kind of eyeballing it to the other side. Squeeze it a couple of times right through the lace, and you will have to cut around a little bit just because those fibers don't always cut. There we go. Now I know some of the kits had the yellow, or you may have had the white. I'm going to use the yellow, and I'm going to go through the hole. Now I'm going to make on the sheer ribbon 2 knots, because it is pretty sheer and it's not as thick. Cut it off close. Now I'm going to lay it down, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball how much of a hanger do I want, so I don't use all of my. And I have a little piece left you can make bows with, or a bow with. Now in the video where we made our embellishments, I talked about something fun that we're going to do different for this crop. And what we're going to do is, whoever would like to sign up, and I will have the sign-ups up right after we do this challenge, is we're going to have a swap for a mussy tussie full of embellishments. So you will get a chance, if you want to swap with someone. We are going to have our spring swap. I only do like 3 swaps a year on that page, because Mini Album Swaps and More is the place to go for swaps. But I like to do it with our crop. Okay, since that came up, we're gonna I like to do just one. Now I need to decide. These were the cute little flowers that we made using score tape. If you remember, so it has a score tape backing. Now what's nice is when you take it off, see, you can bend your flower. You can make it go where you want it to go. And then it adheres, and see, you can shape it right over the top. And then we have the packet of ephemera that came. And I do want to have the ephemera, I think it will be adhered underneath. Probably should have done that first, but you know me. So what we're going to do is take our 6x6, because we're going to turn this into a sticker also. And I had a piece, oh good. Actually, this was a piece of my 6x6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay I took the back of this. Sorry, it came off automatically. So it did have the brown backing. It's score tape. And I show how to make the flowers using your score tape. Now, I'm going to turn this into a heavy-duty embellishment. I'm going to cut around. So you do need scissors that'll handle your score tape, like these Tim Holtz. And I just messed that up, so I'm going to just cut it off because I'd already gone through and shabbied up the edges. So now, isn't that neat? Now I've turned this into sticker. This is the package the ephemera's in, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this to make my tag. And we're going to remove the backing. So now we have just taken this ephemera made out of cardstock, and we've turned it into a tag. And we're using our ephemera because this is actually a really neat piece of, well, it's heavy, it's, you know, the chipboard that came with it, or whatever you call this heavy duty stuff. Now, because we have, oh, if you have done up your edges, I'm going to go over it again because now that I've backed it. Oh, let me move my cat, sorry. Kitty, I'm afraid he's going to hit the keyboard and turn off this recording, and I'm not going to be happy if I have to do it again. He tends to do that because he's playing with, you can see my hands moving on the screen. Okay, so I shabbied that up, but now see, it's nice and heavy. We're going to have to repunch our hole, and I do want it just a hair bigger anyway. And I have this little piece left over. Tie a knot. Now I was going to cut that off, and I thought I was going to put it here, but you know what? I'm not. I want to put this right on the side here. And you may have some sheer white ribbon, or you may have gotten the sheer yellow. I'll tell you, this was such a fun kit to put together. Now, there we go. You can tighten a knot, we can tighten a bow. And on the back, you can write. You can also put to and from. Down, there we go. Sticks out a little bit. It's noticeable. And now it, you know, it just is all about decorating. I made another small bow. And I just did this with a fork, and there's a lot of videos on that, and I know Kim showed it in her Tussie Mussie video, how to use the tin forks. And if you're wondering about that, let me know and I'll link you to the video. And you can make some really cute tiny little bows just by using a fork, or actually I have this little tool also that I use. There's a lot of ways. So that little bow just sits really cute on there. I think we're going to go ahead and add one on the front. And you can make paper flowers. You can add, oh my goodness, lace to this. You can do tons more. Totally, totally, totally up to you. Add some more flowers. Or maybe you just want to add one on the side here. Maybe that one that you got in your kit to add some bling. These are all the ones that we made. Now see, this was, I didn't show how to make this one in the video. I did show the example of it, but I made it with a small punch, so you could make a whole bunch more and just come all the way down. Now on the inside, what I like to do with when I'm doing for a gift is to either purchase, you know, the shredded paper, or just take some tissue paper. This is some that I've had. I'm going to wad it up. I'm going to squish it down in there. Because really, unless you're going to just super fill it full. And then if you're going to use these for Easter, or you're going to go ahead with our swap, you might want to just fill it. You might want to leave the tissue out and then fill it with your embellishments and some candy treats. And there you have a really cute way that you can give your Easter treats. You can make these and hang them around your house. And when visitors come, they can just take them out. You can also, like I mentioned before, I've seen some ladies that make these as scissor holders to hang in their craft room. And they're just a lot of fun. They really add a different touch to your crafting. And you can also do it as a card and put a small card in there and do it as a greeting. So this gives us, okay, this should be challenge number 2. And what you're going to do is you're going to create your own mussy tussie. It doesn't have to be this design. It can be any design, any video that you like. This is just to help you if you're a beginner and maybe you've never made a mussy tussie and you need a very simplified way to do it. And so it's going to be to create your mussy tussie, and then you're going to want to post your pictures, because remember, all the challenges will go into a drawing, and then you want to sign up. If you want to sign up for the swap, it will be for a mussy tussie. And then from the other video, we made our 3D embellishments. So don't forget, what you're going to do is create your mussy tussie, and then you're going to fill it full of your beautiful embellishments for your partner. And that will be our spring swap on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. So I'll see you back at the crop, and I hope you enjoy making our mussy tussies.